So Mewtwo's just come out, and one of the things people didn't take them too long to notice is that he has no custom moves at all, which is, in my opinion, frankly kind of upsetting. They spent a long time working on him. I was actually hoping for multiple different custom moves. But instead of even getting clone custom moves, we got absolutely nothing. Maybe they'll get released in an update, or maybe just all DLC cartridges don't get customs. I can't stand for that. I just have to keep on thinking of stuff, and even before I got Mewtwo, I had an idea of what I'd like to see for his customs. So without further ado, here are the customs I'd like to see them give Mewtwo. First custom, neutral, I'd like to see them give him Psycho Cut. The way it would basically work is that you charge it up just like Shadow Ball, except there'd be no ball behind you, you just charge up his hand. And then you can store the charge or use it straight away, and in general it's a lot like Giant Punch, except it has less range and less horizontal range anyway. It's going to have quite a bit of vertical range and does a lot of damage, a surprising amount of damage. So it's basically Shadow Ball but closer, with more damage. For his second neutral special, I'd like to see him give him Swift. This would have a shorter charge time than Shadow Ball, but would fire multiple projectiles in a stream, so to speak. For side B, I like to give him Psychic, or some other psychic based move. It doesn't really matter about the name. Psychic could be his final smash, but it doesn't really matter about the name. Basically, the way it would work a lot like Flame Chain from Ganondorf's side special. I think Flame Chain is the one I'm thinking of, where Mewtwo will basically grab them and launch them up into the air with a lot of knockback. This will have about the same range as Confusion, but will have a little brief pause before you use it, and then strike them, lift them up for a second like it's forward throw, except it sends them just absolutely flying. Actually a good KO move. Unlike Confusion, it doesn't reflect projectiles. For his last side special, I like to see him use Barrier or Reflect. The way this would work is that he'd sweep his hand like normal, and it would cause a barrier to appear, a bit like Palutena's neutral side special, Reflector, whatever her one's called. And that will just sit there for a second, reflecting projectiles, a lot like Palutena's, and pushing them slightly. In fact, it's pretty much identical move, except it's slightly smaller and comes out slightly faster. Now, I have two options for his up specials, because I'm kind of designing these in a way that they'll be clone moves, or that they can be completely unique moves. So if I was to go with making them completely unique moves, I would give him Gravity as an up special, which wouldn't be a recovery move. Instead, it would cause Mewtwo and everyone close by to him to fall 3 times faster than normal. When using the ground, he'll shoot a thing upwards that'll cause people in the air to fall faster if they're directly above him. While if you use it in the air, it'll be a sphere random. I detailed this in one of my earlier videos. I think it'll be an interesting move and would work well because Mewtwo naturally has a slow falling speed. Bit risky to use though, because you do lose a recovery to make use of it, but Mewtwo has a pretty good jump anyway, so pros and cons. For his up special, I'd give him Psy Strike, which is his signature move in the newest Pokemon games, and funny enough doesn't seem to be an attack he's using in his final smash. The way this would work is that Mewtwo would shoot out rings on either side of him, dealing pretty high knockback damage, probably actually about as high as Ness using his up special on himself, except it won't have nearly as much distance, a lot less startup, though it still has a good bit of startup lag, and hits either side of him. Pretty strong, useful attack, but like Gravity, you lose access to your recovery when you're using it because it's the up special move. As for his other up specials that are more similar to Teleport, I'd give him a version of Teleport where he deals normal damage upon appearing, but will have a little less range, and giving him one that's pretty interesting in the fact that similar to his damage dealing one, except when you reappear you automatically grab any nearby enemies. Only works if you teleport onto the ground directly, but you can even grab people who are in the air because he kind of just goes out from close to them. And so that's pretty much an automatic grab move if you can aim it right. It's very hard to aim it right though, but pretty good for approaching and getting close to people. For his down special, I would give him Calm Mind, where he'd probably do the same animation as Disable, except instead of shooting somebody from his eyes, he would take it more slowly and close his eyes. And when he's finished, he will have enhanced stats like Wii Fit Trainer's Deep Breathing. Maybe have a little kind of mini game to play, like she does, like the way you have to press something in time to balance it out. For his other down special, it would be Future Sight, where he'd do the same motion as Disable, and his eyes would flash, but nothing would happen until a couple of seconds later, when about 5 seconds later, which is quite a lot of time in a fight, an attack will happen in that spot. Pretty strong attack. Okay, so there's my custom moves that I would give to Mewtwo. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you're enjoying playing Mewtwo. And tune in because I'll probably keep on making videos like this.